Hello, I'm Dr. Santosh Shah. In this video, we will talk about a method of consistent deformation. The method of consistent deformation is also known as force method. In this particular video, we will see how an indeterminate structure like a prop cantilever can easily be analyzed by this method. In order to understand the concept of consistent deformation method, let us consider a prop cantilever beam like this. As we all know, prop cantilever beam is a cantilever which is supported by some prop. By doing this, by this support, this prop cantilever becomes statically indeterminate. And if it is a roller support here, then the structure is statically indeterminate by 1 degree, meaning one force is extra. There is one force which is extra is to be found out. If we find that, we can solve the structure by applying the equilibrium equations. Let us say for time while consider VB, vertical reaction at B, as an unknown reaction. So this is that vertical reaction at B which we have considered as unknown. So if we find this vertical reaction at B, then the structure will become statically determinate. Let's see how we can use consistent deformation method to solve this problem. So now in order to find VB, we can use the method as follows. The first step is to remove support B and make the structure statically determinate. Meaning we have to remove this support and make the structure determinate. So when we remove this, it becomes statically determinate, meaning cantilever in this particular case. Now if we can find what is the deflection at this point due to the external load, and we have to name it as delta B as a step number 2. In the third step, we have to remove all the external load and apply unit load at this point, at point B. And whatever is the deflection at that point, we have to term it as delta BB. Now when we apply unit load, the deflection is delta BB. So if we apply a load equal to VB, then obviously the deflection will be VB times delta BB, that is VB delta BB. Now since in the original prop cantilever the support at B was a roller support and net displacement at that point has to be 0, that means the delta B, which is a deflection due to external load, and VB into delta BB is a deflection due to the reaction, net is 0. That means these two quantities must be same, and from that we can take the ratio of delta B upon delta BB in order to obtain the unknown reaction at B called VB. So we can say that vertical reaction at B in a prop cantilever beam in this case is a ratio of displacement or maybe rotation at a point due to external loads, and to the displacement or rotation at that point due to unit force. Just by taking ratio of two deflections, we can find out the unknown, and this is what is the concept of consistent deformation method. Let us understand this method by a problem. So this is the prop cantilever beam we will solve. So as we have seen, first step is to assume like what is the unknown we want to consider. Let us consider vertical reaction at B as the unknown. Now as a second step we have to remove the vertical reaction and at B and make the structure statically determinate. So just we have to remove VB, and that will become statically determinate a cantilever beam subjected to 30 kN load. As a next step, we have to find out displacement at this point due to external load. The load can be any, here it is 30 kN. So we want to find this delta B here. We can use actually any method. whatever method we know. Let's apply conjugate beam method to find this delta B. Now as per the conjugate beam method, we have to construct M upon EI diagram. So this cantilever beam subjected to 30 kN load will have the bending moment diagram like this, and that because EI is constant, the M upon EI diagram will be a triangular shape with the ordinate 90 by EI, 30 into 3, 90 by EI, and here 0 and here no moment. So this is basically the M upon EI diagram of this particular cantilever beam. As per the conjugate beam method, the fixed support will become free and free will become fixed, and this M upon EI diagram will become as a loading on the conjugate beam. So when we put this diagram as a loading here, the loading on this conjugate beam is like a triangular load, like uniformly varying load. So now as per the conjugate beam method, if you want to find delta B, whatever point you want to find delta, you have to find out bending moment at that point. Since we want delta at B, we have to find out bending moment at B. Bending moment at this point, bending moment at B is equal to force, okay, is a resultant force of this triangular load into the distance. Now resultant force of this triangle is area of this triangle, half B into H, that is 135 by EI, and this will act at 2 meter from here and 1 meter from here. So this 2 plus 3 will become 5. So bending moment here at this point, delta B, is a bending moment at B as per the conjugate beam method, and which comes out to be 675 by EI. So we got the first answer, delta B, as 675 by EI. Now as a next step, we have to remove the external load, so that 30 will be removed, and apply unit load at point B as shown in this figure. So, and for again we have to find out whatever is the displacement at this point due to unit load. We can use any method. Let us again here also will use the conjugate beam method. So the bending moment diagram for 1 kN and 6 meter span is a positive diagram, and it will have the ordinate 1 into 6 equal to 6 by EI, and 6 meter is the base. So this triangular M upon EI diagram will become loading on the conjugate beam diagram. Conjugate beam will be the fixed support will become free and free will become fixed. So this will be applied on this conjugate beam as a triangular load. Here also, since we want to find displacement, we have to find out bending moment in the conjugate beam. So bending moment at this point is equal to area of this load, that is 18 by EI, into the distance. Distance is 2/3 of 6, that is 4 meter, and 18 by EI into 4, so we get the delta BB as 72 by EI. So now when we want to apply the conjugate, when we want to apply the consistent deformation method, as we saw in the derivation, that it is a ratio of 2 displacement delta B, that is a displacement due to external load, delta BB is a displacement due to unit load. So when we take the ratio, we get the answer as unknown reaction as 9.375 kilonewton. Once we get the reaction VB, we know that the downward load is 30, so we can easily find VA by applying condition sigma Fy0. VA is equal to 30 minus 9.375, so 20.625 is the reaction at point A. From this reaction we can easily draw the shear force diagram. 20.625 upward, that is this, then there is no load, constant, then go down by 30, it will become a minus 9.375, then a constant because there is no load here, then 9.375 up from here will make it 0. So this is the shear force diagram. In order to find bending moment diagram, we need to find this moment at A. Let us assume the moment at A in anti-clockwise direction like this. It's basically a hogging moment. So when we apply sigma moment at point A equal to 0 for equilibrium, this minus ma anti-clockwise plus 30 into 3, that is clockwise, minus 9.375 into 6 should be 0, and when we solve this we get ma equal to 33.75 kilonewton meter. Since ma is positive, this direction, assumed direction, is correct. So this assumed direction shows that moment at this point is a hogging moment, 33.75. We need to find bending moment at point C, and that bending moment at point C is given by 9.375, that is VB into 3, and it is a positive sagging moment, so 28.125. We have to join these 1, 2 and 3 point, 1 point, second point and third point by the straight line, because shear force diagram is a 0 degree curve. This is going to be 1 degree curve, and this point is a point of contraflexion. So this is the typical solution of the prop cantilever beam using consistent deformation method. Let's solve one more problem in which the prop cantilever beam is subjected to UDL throughout the span of 4 meter. Again here we are considering VB as the unknown, and as a part of the next step we have to remove this VB and make the structure as statically determined. It's a cantilever subjected to 60 kN per meter load. Then we have to find out under this load what is the displacement at point B, and we'll name it as delta B, and that can be found again by conjugate beam method here, which has been shown. Because of the UDL, the diagram is a parabola like this, and the value is 60 into 4 into 2, that is 480 by EI, and this M upon EI diagram will become as the loading on the conjugate beam. Conjugate beam is like this, and since we have to find delta B, we have to find out bending moment at this point. Now area of this parabola is 1/3 BH, which comes out to be 640 by EI, and it will act as B by 4 here and 3B by 4 here. Since B is 4, this will become 1 and this will become 3. So bending moment at this point is equal to 640 by EI into 3, which comes out to be 1920 by EI, that is delta B. As the next step, we have to remove external load, or the entire UDL will be removed, and just we have to apply unit load at this point. And due to this unit load, whatever is the displacement at this point, we have to name it as delta BB, as seen in the previous problem. This is a 6 meter, 1 into 6 is a 6 by EI, and 6 meter is the span. So here the diagram will be like this, and that diagram will become loading on the conjugate beam. So this is the conjugate beam and this is the loading on it. The resultant load, the net resultant load of this particular uniformly varying load is the area of this triangle, half into V into H, which comes out to be 18 by EI, and it will be acting as at 2/3 of B, that is 2.67 meter. This distance is 4 meter, it's my mistake, this is 4, and it will become 2.67 into this diagram will become in fact 18, 8 by EI, there is a mistake here, and it will be 21.33 by EI. So now we have got delta B is 1920 and delta BB 21.33, and when we take the ratio we get the VB as 90 kilonewton, and by applying sigma Fy0 we can get the VA. Total downward load is 60 into 4, 240. From that, if we remove 90, it will become 150. So this is 90, and there is a small typo error here. Okay, so the bending moment at this point is when we take sigma m0 here, minus ma, that is minus ma anti-clockwise, 90 into 4, 60 into 4 into 2 must be 0, and when we solve that we get ma equal to 120 kilonewton. So ma is 120, which is a hogging kind of moment, negative. The shear force diagram, when we solve this, it is 150 upward, and 60 into 4, that's 240. If we go down, and will become minus 90, and this 90 will make it 0. So this is the shear force diagram. And the bending moment diagram, at this point roller support, the moment is 0, at this point it is minus 120, and because shear force diagram is a 1 degree curve, bending moment diagram will be a parabola with the maximum ordinate at this point. In order to know what is the point of maximum bending moment, we have to find out the point of 0 of shear. Let's say x is the distance at which the shear force becomes 0. So when we write the equation from here, 90 is upward and 60 into x is the downward load. we have to set this to 0 in order to find x, at which point it will become 0. So we get at 1.5 meter the shear force becomes 0, and the maximum bending moment will be at this point, that is here, and maximum bending moment at x equal to 1.5 is given by 90 into 1.5 minus 60 into 1.5 whole square by 2, which comes out to be 67.5 kilonewton meters. So this is how is the shear force and bending moment diagram for the problem. Let us consider one more problem. Here again a prop cantilever beam with the overhang is considered. Here again we want to take VB as unknown force. So as a part of the solution in the step, we have to remove this unknown reaction and make the structure as determinate. So it will become a cantilever beam of 9 meters span like this. Now as a next step, you have to find out displacement at this point, and we'll call it as delta B. If you want to use we can use any method. Again I repeat, if you want to use conjugate beam method, it is better we consider two loads as a separate, and we'll use the principle of superposition. So first we are applying the uniformly distributed load. The diagram will be a parabola like this, 30 into 6 into 3, which is a 360 by EI is the ordinate here. This is M upon EI diagram due to UDL. Due to this 60, this is 9 meter, and the ordinate in due to this the shape, the bending moment diagram will be like this, a triangular shape, 60 into 9, 540 by EI, and this is M upon DI diagram due to point load, and at this point the ordinate will be 60 into 3, 180 by EI. So now when we want to find, we have to now apply this M upon EI diagram as a loading on the conjugate beam. So this I have applied on a conjugate beam, and separately I have applied this triangle also on the conjugate beam, and we can add it later on. So when we consider this particular parabola, then this is the area of the parabola, that is 1/3 BH, and this is the distance 3 by 4 of 3b by 4, and which comes out to be 4.5 meters. So bending moment, now since we want to find delta B, we have to find bending moment at this point and not at C. So bending moment at this point is going to be 720 by EI into 4.5, and this bending moment due to bending moment at B due to now this triangle, has to be modified little bit. Since we want to find bending moment at B and this ordinate is 180, we have to consider only this much trapezoid, since we want to find bending moment at B. So we will divide this trapezoid into one rectangle and one triangle. Rectangle will be 180 by 6, and whose total area is 1080 by EI, and central will be at 3 meter, and this triangle will be out of 540. If we deduct 180, it will become 360, the hypotenuse, and the base is 6 meter, the area of which is given by again this comes out to be 1080 by EI. However, this distance is going to be 2/3 of B, that is 4 meter. So when we consider all these forces and take moment at point B, it comes out to be 720 by EI into 4.5 plus 1080 by EI into 3 plus 1080 by EI into 4, which comes out to be 10,800 by EI, that is the delta B. Now we have to remove all the external load and apply unit load at B, because we want to find VB. So when we do it, it will be again termed as delta BB, and the bending moment diagram for this is again 6 by EI in the 6 meter distance like this. And when we consider the conjugate beam will be here, actually the fixed support, because this is a free, and here the bending moment diagram, when we keep this M upon EI diagram as a loading on this, since we want to find delta B, we have to just find out bending moment at this point, which comes out to be 18 by EI into this much distance, which is 4, and the net bending moment, which is a delta BB, is 72 by EI. Now the as per the consistent deformation method, the reaction at B is a ratio of two displacements. 10800 by A is that is delta B, and 72 by A, that is delta BB. So when we take the ratio, we get the reaction as 150 kilonewton. If this is 150, then VA can be easily found out. 30 into 6 and 60 minus this 150. So by applying sigma Fi0, we get VA equal to 90 kilonewton. And when we consider MA, let us assume MA in this anticlockwise direction and apply sigma M at point A0. This anticlockwise is minus 150 into 6 is also minus because it is anticlockwise, and 60 into 9 is a positive, and 30 into 6 into 3 is also positive. And when we solve this, we get MA is as a positive, meaning this is correct direction, 180 kilonewton meter. In order to plot the shear force bending moment diagram, shear force diagram will have 90 coordinate upward, then there is a downward gradient of 30 into 6, that is 180. So again 90 will be there as a negative 90. When we add 150 into negative 90, it will become plus 60, and then there is no load, and this 60 downward will make it 0. This is the point of maximum bending moment because it is a point of zero shear. Since this 90 and 90 are same here as a similar triangle, it will become half of the 6 meter, that is at the 3 meter. And the maximum bending moment can be bending moment at point B is 60 into 3, which is negative 180. This is 180 we got from the previous one. So this 180 and 180 will be having joined by a parabola because of this UDL, and this value it may cross baseline, it may not cross baseline. Let us check it. When we know that it is going to be maximum here at 3 meters. So when we find bending moment at 3 meter, it's going to be 60 into 6 plus 150 into 3 minus 30 into 3 square by 2, which comes out to be minus 45. That means it will not cross the baseline, and the entire diagram is a hogging diagram. Thank you for the attention.